am teaching tonight is actually a workshop that I've taught before in conjunction with the Supporting Her class. And it also is part of an ebook. So I'm going to be showing scenes from the ebook and talking a little bit about how to get it if you're interested in it later. But the images that you'll see are from the ebook. Oops. Okay. How's that? Tell me if that works. If you guys like the images better or me bigger. And then we will get started. Let me show you our first image. I put together some ways to talk about labor and birth. And I will tell you that I had this ready to go and I didn't change it at all because I love this presentation. However, as like 2 minutes before we got started today, I put on my first slide and I was like, yeah, it's been a crazy week here in the US and this is not the best slide. So let me just apologize for not updating this slide. I'm going to probably put a better image that isn't quite like this one, but let's talk about the meaning of it. We're getting started in ways that partners their role in labor. And one of the things to remember is not to take things personally. So this can be kind of tricky because when it's the heat of the moment and you are feeling vulnerable and both people are going through a whole new life experience, there's usually sleep deprivation, there might be not have eaten. And so everyone's a little bit on edge. So what I'd like to start off with, partners, is have a thick skin. And that's what I'm going to change it to. Have a thick skin. And I've worked as a doula with over 300 clients. So I've seen, interactions in couples, and everybody is a little bit different, but I have seen where maybe a partner will try a massage technique or try a comforting word or a phrase, and it gets kind of, pushed aside, like, that's not helping me, or I don't like that, don't touch. And when you get that kind of feedback from your partner, sometimes it's hard to keep trying things. So you guys can imagine this, you feel a little like, ooh, okay, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to kind of back away, let them do their thing. And I don't want to get shot down again. But it's really important to keep going. That the worst thing to do is not to keep trying things. So number one step for partners is to have that thick skin, to not take things personally. And I say this kind of in a humorous way, but I really want you to remember this, is don't bring up interactions later or after the baby, unless you know your partner really well and they'll laugh at it. I've seen this also go bad, where a partner was like, well, you didn't like any of my massage techniques. And it was like, just kind of let that go. So have a thick skin. Don't worry so much about, don't take things personally, okay? Trying things is better than stopping trying things. Can you guys picture that scenario? Hello, everyone. Number two is just so key. And when I've talked to people about this, they've been like, yeah, of course I'm going to be your cheerleader. Of course I'm going to be my partner's like number one. But the thing about this that makes it sometimes difficult in implementing is that labor goes a long time. So average first time, you guys who are in the class, you probably already know the answer to this, but I want to hear from you guys in the chat. What is the average first time labor? Number of hours. Number of hours of first time labor, put it in the chat. So labor is a long time, and always having to be that cheerleader can get tiring, but it's so critical because hearing someone, you're doing something different. First of all, the person's going through labor, even if it's not their first birth, it's different. Every birth is different. I love people that were in the class. Jeff, Catherine, 18. We've got a 16, 24. So I love, first of all, good job, people in the chat, for not guessing low, because that's always disappointing. If somebody's like, yeah, it's about 10. No, really, it's about 18. So yeah, 18-ish is the number that I usually quote. So 18-ish hours is a long time. I like to sometimes compare it to a drive. I used to live in Atlanta, in Seattle right now. A drive from Atlanta to New York City is about 18 hours or so. I think that's right. Let's just go with it. 18 hours. So if you can imagine, you're driving that car. Oh, that's a long time for someone to be like, you're driving really well. You're driving great. Keep up the good driving. Like, it sometimes feels tiresome, but it's so important. It's so important. And the reason I know this is because I have seen when a partner looks into the eyes of the laboring person and says, you are amazing. You are doing it. They just get this burst of energy and they're like, I'm doing it. I can do this. Okay, I'm not alone. We're together. We're a team. And it can just bring that energy, that positivity that is often really needed when you're going through labor and having that physical difficulty. So being a cheerleader is important. I also compare labor that's 18 hours often to like your really long hike or your marathon. Let's use a marathon analogy. You're at the aid station saying the good job. And this is also particularly important when the work of the person giving birth doesn't look active. So say that there's an epidural. So you go from like really working on breathing through contractions and so much movement and la la la, and then get an epidural and then laying down, and then that's hours. The person that's laboring is still doing a good job and still needs that affirmation, that cheerleading role. It's just as important. Also, a cesarean. If there's a planned cesarean, if it's unplanned, and they're laying there, you're still doing a good job. I know it doesn't look like they're doing much. They're just laying there having surgery, but they are still doing amazing. Just having that, all of those emotions, keeping their breath, it's still key. So, cheerleader. So, you've got your thick skin, you've got your cheerleader. What are some phrases that you guys, someone in chat, throw me a phrase that you think your partner might find positive in labor that a cheerleader in the cheerleader role might say? I want to hear. I can't wait to see. Come on. Let's see. Also, if you're watching this in replay, you can always put it in the comments too. There's a delay, so it always takes a second for me to get the input from you guys. Or you're really quiet. Who knows? We'll see. Okay, I'm going to switch to the next slide after cheerleader and see if you guys have some phrases for me. I like to mix it up, those phrases. As a doula, I'm also a cheerleader for both partners. So I'll say things like, you guys are doing amazing. You're doing everything right, because they're always doing everything right. Jeff says, I can't wait to meet your baby. You've got this, babe. I love that. I love that. You got this, babe. Actually, that might be a phrase that we see later on in our vlog that we're going to see. We'll see. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you. You're doing a great job. Awesome. You guys are doing a great job helping me in the chat. Okay, our third role as a partner in labor is be the water boy. Now, of course, water boy is just a phrase to help you remember, but it's so important making sure that water intake comes really all the way from, when labor starts going, unless there is a reason why they can't drink water in labor, like maybe some places restrict water for epidurals and only go to ice chips. In that case, be the ice chip person. Sometimes if there is a cesarean coming up, then you have to restrict your water. So of course you have to work around the bounds of the medical policies. But when you are allowed to drink. The easiest way to find out whether or not enough drinking is going on, enough hydration is going on, is peeing. Okay, so if it has been more than an hour, really, that the person in labor has peed, we probably need to up the water some because of where the baby, baby's being low, right on the bladder. It doesn't go very long before that bladder is filled up. So when in doubt, just keep offering sips. And I didn't pull out my water bottle. And I don't think I have it with me. Yes. Okay. I don't have my straw bottle with me. Water with, you guys imagine a straw. I do have my straw. You guys from class know what the straw is all about. But picture our water, right? Don't have to say, do you want water? And not just you don't have to say, like if you're taking notes right now, by the way, I recommend taking notes because I don't know, I remember better if I take notes. So if you're taking notes, write this down. Do not ask questions. Try to avoid questions at all costs. So in the case of water, you would not say, would you like some water? Do you want a sip of water? You would just say, I have a sip of water, and put the straw right by her mouth so she can just drink it. Okay? So your partner can just lean over, drink it, and that's it. Now, there might be times where you say, I have a sip of water. And they're like, and just totally ignore you. That's fine. And remember, we got our thick skin. That doesn't mean we're never going to offer water again. No water for you. I'm done with you refusing my water. No. Next contraction, 2 contractions later, you're going to put your straw over and just say, have another sip of water, or I have more water. Now, not just water. I love to mix up what you're drinking in labor. So water, electrolytes, coconut water, Powerade, Gatorade, any of those kind of electrolyte drinks, water with like an electrolyte tablet in it, like a Noom, any of those. So it's good to mix it up. Ashley says, hubby's making sure, let me put that on the screen. Making sure drinking enough water now in pregnancy. Good point, Ashley, that this is a time that this role can be mastered. And you know what? This role keeps going after birth. If you are breastfeeding, the water intake has to be the same as pregnancy. And so always making sure there's water nearby is just so key. So partners, you will know that you are doing a good job with the water when bathroom trips are frequent. And hey, Hunter, welcome to the class. Awesome to see you. Okay, so offer water. So very important. Okay, so we've got thick skin, we've got cheerleader, we've got water. Let's see which one's next. Next, okay. I call it lights, camera, action. So what lights, camera, action means is you as a partner, you can control and set up the stage for the surrounding, okay, for this birth. And in the childbirth class that I taught, a couple times I referred to a scene change. So in the scene change, you think about you're watching a play, everything can, a play like between acts, things change, things roll out, the lights change, music. This is something that partners can be responsible for and take ownership of, and really make it their own. I mean, not their own, but make it perfect for the person that's in labor. Okay. So again, not asking like, hey, do you want the lights off? You could just turn the lights off, lights down, dim. And it's good to have conversations about this beforehand with each other, with your team, your birth team, and say, what do you think you'd like? What do you think you'd like the lights down like you do when you get ready for bed at night? Do you think you'd like to bring your diffuser in and maybe some peppermint oil, and I can set that up? We can set that up when we get there. Talking about how you can make that environment safe, that environment peaceful, is such a great role for the partner to own. I just glanced at the chat and I see some of my regular people. Hello to Lizbeth. Hello to Hunter. Hello to Tamala. Welcome, everybody. We are talking about the partner tonight. If you are just joining, partners' role in labor, support people in labor. So lights, camera, action. So also, camera is in there if you want to snap some pics, talk about that beforehand. What is comfortable? What is the plan? Digital images can always be deleted, but they can never be recreated. Uh-oh. I think I lost my camera, you guys. Hopefully you can still see me or you can still hear me. I'm working on it. And okay, so the camera is restarting, but here we go. Ashley says, are you allowed to use diffusers in hospital? Does the scent bother others against policy? So it's a great question to ask your care providers. It really varies. So I have done births in 3 states, and Atlanta, I should count how many hospitals just so I can quote that number, but Atlanta, Seattle, and California. And it really varies. So it definitely varies. So check into that. But think about how your surroundings are going to affect you in labor and how partners you can set that up. And I'm going to give one example that is small, but it really made a difference for this couple that I worked with. So she had a blanket, and it was kind of like a baby blanket. I didn't ask where it came from or if it was for the baby or her, but she had one of those blankets that's kind of like has like little nubs on it, little bumps. And it was very comforting to her. And she, like cuddled with it when she was watching TV at night and that kind of thing. They brought it in labor. And so they got to the hospital room. Her partner was getting out all the things, battery operated candles, pulled out the blanket. And she was just like, oh, thank you. And she just grabbed onto it and she was getting her IV started. And you could tell it just was like something comforting from home. She held on to it and was like, okay, I can get this. I can do this. So being able to set the stage, set the scene is a great role for the partner. Let's see what's next. How are we doing, guys? How's everybody in the chat? Are we seeing some of these come together? And I hope they're memorable to partners. This one kind of goes with drinks. If we think about food and drinks, snacks, being the nutrition person, being the snack person is also a huge role. And it's not complicated necessarily, but it can be tricky. So it's important to eat some snacks in labor. As long as you do not have any medication in your system that is preventing you from eating. So a lot of times epidurals will prevent you from eating if you get an epidural. So let me just, clarify that there could be some times when eating isn't appropriate at the hospital or wherever you're giving birth. But until eating is restricted, if it ever is, it's important to keep fueling yourself. I mean, you going back to that drive from Atlanta to New York, you can't drive without fuel. You have to keep eating. The person that is laboring often actually doesn't feel hungry. So sometimes the snack person, if you can kind of picture those snacks those boxes like in the image at a sporting event where, you're looking, you guys been where you've been to a sporting event back when we used to go to sporting events? Remember those days? And you'd see somebody and you're wanting popcorn or something. So you're like looking, no, that's the cotton candy person. Like, no, that's the drink person. It's like, where is the popcorn person? So you might have to keep trying different snacks. And again, just like with the water, not asking. You just open up your snack bag that you guys have already talked about. You planned it together. It's an awesome thing to do when you are leading up in those weeks leading up. Like Jeff and Amanda, you guys are leading up. I bet you've started talking about snacks or packing your snack bags. You guys are getting there. What are some quick, easy things that you can pack? I think it's a good job or a good idea to pack and bring a cooler full of things. And I say this all the time, but I'm going to say it again here. Don't be embarrassed by bringing a bunch of stuff with you to the hospital. It's better to have more than less. Some of the hospitals here in Seattle, the cafeterias are closed earlier than they used to be. And some of them you can only order from by telephone because of, pandemic restrictions. So say an applesauce squeezable applesauce packet is one of your snacks that you brought. Partners, just grab the applesauce snack and open it up and just hand it or put it where she can see it, where the person in labor can see it, where they can just look down and be, oh, there's my power bar. I'm going to take a little bite. Taking little bites here and there is really all we need. We don't need to have a full meal, but we can have little bites along the way. Yeah. Jeff, good. You got to not that good that you had that Amanda had a kidney infection, but you now know the parking garage and how to get to the L&D floor. Very good. That is very important. What's funny, Jeff, about that is I've been watching, for those of you that joined late, you might not have heard that I'm working on a video project where I just finished today my 100th birth vlog and taking notes and categorizing them. And there were several birth vlogs where the person driving, the partner, is like, where do we park? Which floor is it on? How do we get in? Is this the entrance? And I was just thinking to myself, like, oh no, figure that out in advance. That's totally something to do. I don't know that is one of the skills that we talk about, but practicing is great. Okay, back to our snacks. Have snacks, offer snacks. Who's the other person that should be eating snacks? The person that is supporting. So generally snacks that aren't real smelly or, a lot of odor, but do not forget to fuel yourself. Very important. And sometimes I will just grab, as a support person, I'll just grab a, thing of nuts or whatever I brought and just bring it with me if I'm able to leave the room to go get water or go to the restroom, and I can eat it real quick in the hallway. It's a little more tricky with our masks on for the pandemic and when we can eat and where. Sometimes it's restricted to the room. So, take a few moments, eat a couple things. You've got this. You've got this. Whew. Okay. Let's see what's next. Okay. I'm trying to make these kind of fun and funny so that they'll be remembered. So this one I call keep it in your pants. And what I mean is your phone. If there's one thing that I've seen cause arguments between people during labor, it's this. And the problem is, and you guys know this, we all live in this world, the same world together, that when you are on the other side of the screen, right? So you don't know what the person is doing on this side, right? They could be, just playing a game, I can't even think of a game. I don't have a game on my phone. That's really pathetic. What's a game that's popular right now that my kids play, that like the one that they're trying to find the intruder? You guys in the chat, you know what I'm talking about. So you could be on the other side of the screen playing a game. Or you could be texting her mom. Or you could be researching something, like looking up something from class, trying to find the handout that Alice gave you, right? But to the person on the other side of the screen, you have no idea what's going on. And it feels like you're being ignored. Sometimes it can feel very isolating and like, I'm laboring here. Why are you on your phone? So a couple things. First of all, keeping it away as much as possible, I have found, is really the biggest success. Thank you, is a Maureen, class de España, among us, is what I was thinking of. Keeping it away is usually best practice, but there might be times that we need to get on our phone. So using it in the bathroom is a good strategy. If that is not something that you can do, announce what you're doing. Like say in between a contraction, you can say, hey, I'm just going to look up that handout that Alice gave us in class. And so I can refer back to it. And like, that's what you're doing. Okay. It just makes things smoother and easier for the person that's laboring to know that they are still have attention, that, that they're still being supported. Again, I am not telling you that it's not long. We talked about 18 hours. If the person in labor is sleeping, of course, a lot of these rules are, not an issue. You can eat, you can drink, you don't have to worry about things, but you should also be sleeping too. So this is really during when the person is awake, person in labor that you're supporting is awake and needs that constant continuous support. It's key. It's so key. So what have we got so far? We're going to have a thick skin. I'm not going to take things personally. We're going to be a number one cheerleader, right? Be the water boy, be the snack person, be lights, camera, action, setting up the scene, and keeping that phone away because it is what causes the majority of arguments that I've seen personally in labor. So how are things going? Partners that are watching or pregnant people that are watching, is this kind of coming together for you? What this should be is some real practical ideas for support in labor. So let me know in the chat. Awesome. Oh, yay. Oh, okay. Joshua has a good question. Let me put that on the screen. Joshua, and take a quick sip. My wife asked me to take some pictures here and there so she doesn't forget this process as it is happening. Do you think she would still want pictures during labor? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, first of all, let me just say that I've seen, 300 plus women give birth. And I think the birth process is beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, people are amazing when they give birth and are in labor. They're so strong. And I mean, it's fabulous. I think it's just so much strength and beauty, and it's such a, okay, I'm not going to go on too much. It's amazing. So yeah, if she's open to pictures, take pictures for sure. I mean, and you can also ask nurses to take a picture of you as a couple. Doulas definitely take pictures if you have a doula. Pictures, different positions, up out of the bed, on birth ball, click, here we are, click along the way. I'm definitely for it. Anytime someone says, I don't want to see myself, I know I won't look good. I'm like, you're a rock star. You're giving birth. Of course you're going to look good. Great question, Joshua. Thank you for asking that. Hello to those of you guys that just answered. Yes. I'm trying to look through questions. Okay. Good. Okay, let's see what is next in our list. I'm checking my time. Okay, good. We're on schedule. Okay, the next role is be the luggage porter. Okay. And this doesn't just mean be the person carrying the bags. Okay. This means really from planning to packing, to carrying, to managing the bags. So, and first of all, I've given a lot, okay? I've said, like, partners, you need to do this, you need to do that, da-da-da-da-da-da. The thing about it is, what I hear from partners so much is, I can't take away the pain. What can I do? What can I do for support? So these are real life things that partners can do to make this process better. Because no, you can't take away the pain. You can't have the contractions if you're the support person. You can't say, give me the contractions for a little bit. But what you can do is be like, hey, we're here at the hospital. Let me grab those slippers that you packed. I know that we packed them in this pink bag. Bloop. Find them. Know where they are. Know what your partner wants to wear when they're birthing. Know how to get to it quickly. And then after you check in, if the nurse says, here's a gown, go ahead and change into it. You could always say, oh, they're going to wear their own gown and I'll get it out of the bag. Be the person to help have all those little things that just smooth over and make labor easier, ready to go. Slippers, water bottle, anything comforting from home that you might bring, pillows, know where the lip balm is. Oh my gosh, have the lip balm in your pocket, ready to go. Know where, if she wants to brush her teeth in labor, sometimes that happens. If she's vomiting, I don't mean to, bring up vomit. I get to talk about all the fun stuff here in childbirth class. But if vomiting happens, you probably, you're helping her. She's vomiting. Okay, let me get you a wet washcloth. Grab that. Let me go into our luggage. I know where her toiletry kit is. Grab the toothbrush. Grab the toothpaste. See if you can help her brush her teeth if she wants to. So just an example of some of that management of the stuff that we bring from labor that can just make things easier. And I've seen it so many times where, let's picture this. Birthing person is in the bed, has an epidural, right? And says, hey, honey, my hands are super dry. Can you get that lotion that I packed? And their partner is like, like taking everything out, doesn't have any idea. She's like, it's on the side pocket of the white bag that I put all my toiletries in. Like, she can picture it exactly. So pack together so that you guys know where things are. Make it easy. I talked about packing a lot of stuff. Don't be afraid to pack a lot of stuff, but pack together so you know where things are. We've got time usually leading up to labor. Make this a Saturday activity. What are we packing? Where is it? What am I going to need when I get there? The first things I'm going to need is my gown and my slippers, my socks and my running shoes, whatever it is. So being that person that manages luggage, manages your stuff is really important. Sometimes, just a quick packing tip, that is, if you are bringing stuff for the baby, usually people don't bring a lot of stuff for the baby. They might bring an outfit to go home in, a hat, that kind of thing, a blanket, maybe, depending on the weather. But if you're packing baby stuff, sometimes people pack it in their own bag and leave it in the car. And then partners can go retrieve it after the baby is born. So that can kind of make that stuff management easier. Sometimes also, if you have a triage portion of checking into your hospital, something to find out before you give birth, where you have to kind of go into triage, very small room, be assessed on whether or not you're going to be sent home or whether you're going to be admitted. Sometimes if you have that two phase, I've seen people, just bring in like their purse and that kind of thing, backpack. And then if they're admitted, then their partner has time to go to the car and get the other stuff in. So something to think about just when you're thinking about luggage management. I see a question. Hey, Elizabeth, how much will a doula be doing stuff like that? What should I tell them prior to labor? Partner won't be there. Elizabeth, clarify that for me. How much will a doula be doing stuff like that? Do you mean, doulas, while I'm waiting for you to give me more information, let me just give a quick birth doula overview of the doula role and partner role. Doula role and partner role can complement each other, or one can kind of replace each other a bit. So a doula can never replace a partner as far as having that knowledge, real close knowledge of the person they're supporting. But a lot of this that I'm talking about, doulas can do, or they can help partners do better. Okay. So doulas can be reminding partners like, oh, hey, I just refilled the water, offer it to her, or here, now's a good time for snacks. So there's can be some overlap between partners and doulas. And so if you're using a doula, the more you bring them in on your preferences, what you're packing, what you want, the better. So I guess your question, Elizabeth, is what should I tell them prior to labor? How much stuff will a doula be doing? Tell them as much as possible. Like anything we've talked about today, take notes and say, oh, I need to tell my doula that. You can never tell a doula. You can never share too much with your doula. Okay, but I hope I covered that. But a lot of these are kind of overlap and complementary and help each other out with doula. Hello, Keisha. Hello, Keisha from last class. Welcome. Good to see you. Okay, good. Elizabeth, awesome. Okay, let's look at our next one. Ooh, I'm particularly like this one. You guys who have been in class with me before, you know that I am a music lover. I enjoy music. I see people get energized by music when they are in class, in labor, and having some music can really, really help out. Also, I forgot to mention, if you have found any of this helpful, I'm going to take a quick pause and ask to like this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe so that you will get notified the next time I release a video. Okay, had to take a quick pause for that. In my notes, I looked down and I was like, oh, don't forget. Okay, so I will try to figure out this video. I'll bring it up in another class later, but I was watching this awesome birth video as part of this project that I'm working on, where the partner says, oh, we can play our music in here. And person in labor, she says, yeah, you can't play your music, play my music. And he said, oh, I'm going to play your music? And I was like, yeah, of course not. It was so funny. It was a funny interaction that they got on video. But of course, whatever music is going to bring the person in labor I don't want to say peace, because it's not always peace. Sometimes changing the mood, sometimes relaxing, energizing, it something comforting, it changes. So the main thing is, don't forget. This is what I hear so much. We made this whole playlist and then things got going. We got to the hospital and things picked up and I didn't remember and we didn't play anything. Don't let that happen. Have a checklist either on your phone, in your mind, on a piece of paper of what you're going to do when you get there. You are going to set up the speaker, set up the portable. Where's my portable speaker? I was going to show you guys it. Oh, there it is. This is one of my favorites. Portable speaker. I actually have a link. I think I put all of my favorites down below because I get questions about it. But I like this one because it is waterproof. So you can hang it in the shower, which is amazing. So if you have a scene change and you are laboring in the room, partner, who's the DJ, is going to move the music to the bathroom. If you're laboring in the bathroom, bring the music into the bathroom. Music can really change things. Music can really, I see it. I mean, just think of that 18-hour car ride, right? When things are getting dull and boring and tired, change things up, put on some music. Talk about this in advance. Also, I have also had clients I'll say, oh, do you want to get your music on? And they'll say, oh, I forgot to do a playlist. Can you just play something? And I'm like, do you like the Indigo Girls? Like, I mean, I could play my own music, but I just don't know what you want that you're going to like. Like, I can pick like a spa channel on Spotify, but so talk about that in advance. Again, a lot of these things are so good to talk about in advance. How are we doing in the chat? Do you have questions? Is this like, yeah, this is making sense, but totally like this is common sense, or are these kind of feeling new? I want to hear what you guys are saying. Okay, let me see what we have next. Ooh, I like this one. Be the motivational speaker. You might be wondering, cheerleader, motivational speaker. Those are very different, right? The cheerleader is there just like, go, doing it, awesome, affirming what you're doing. The motivational speaker sometimes has to kind of go deeper and sort of bring in something that is going to change a mindset, change an attitude. It's the role that I think the partner has to play when things are going rough, maybe not going as predicted, or there is a phase of labor that is called transition. You guys that have already been in class or might know transition, it is an emotional state where almost everyone feels doubt. And that's when that support person can bring in that motivational speaker. And it's something that I think, man, I've seen it just really, I mean, almost bring tears to your eyes when a partner can just look into the birthing person's eyes and just say, I've already seen you do hard things. You have got this. Remember that time in so-and-so when you endured this, you've got this. And on the other side, we're going to see our baby and you're going to be an awesome parent and we're in it together. You know, just really just digging deep, maybe bringing up things from the past that have brought strength, or maybe, you know, I've seen somebody say, you know, remember what your grandmother said. Remember the words that your grandmother said when you told her that you were pregnant. And she believes in you and I believe in you. And, you know, we're all behind you. And just having some real inspiring things to say. Now, I'm going to tell you, partners, that it's okay to prepare something in advance here. I'm not kidding. either talk about it with your partner or not. But if you prepare something in advance, like a go-to, like I know that if the going gets tough, I'm going to talk about this, or I'm going to have this story to tell. I'm going to remind my partner about this incident, this situation, this challenge, and that's going to be my go-to. Yeah, that is fine. That is fine. I will tell you as a doula that just because I've supported so many people that I have so many phrases and things in my mind, you know, think of all the people giving birth right now. You are one of so many people in that strength and, you know, working together. And, you know, I mean, there's lots of motivation that you can have, but if it doesn't come natural to you, that motivational role, have some things in advance, spend some time, jot some things down, put on your phone, take a bathroom break, and, you know, give that really good eye contact and get close and speak from your heart. You know, really say those words. You have got this. You're doing everything right, with genuine emotion. And it is so powerful and can really change things in labor. So yeah, motivational speaker, it's powerful. And it can be hard. You're sleep deprived and you need it. Partners, you know, they need their own motivational speaker sometimes after going through what they've gone through. And so sometimes you got to go look at yourself in the bathroom mirror and be like, okay, my partner needs me to come out there strong with some good emotion, some good phrases, and I got this. We can do this. So does anybody else speak to themselves in the bathroom mirror sometimes? Just, you know, as motivation. It's okay. I do. I mean, full disclosure. Whew. Okay. Let's see what's next. It's our last one. So we've actually gone through 10. So do not, if you're watching this, I love that there's 45 people watching this live. If you're watching this in replay, I'm going to go through the last one and then do not run away because remember, I've got that video I want to share with you after this. Okay. And give you a little bit more information about our next class and how we're doing. Whew. Okay. Man in the Mirror. First of all, it's my favorite Michael Jackson song. So that's why I brought it up. But if anybody is an insider here, so an insider, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I have a list that you can get on through a link down below in the description. And it's a list that I send emails with a heads up on what's going on in the channel and the videos and the YouTube channel and classes. So if you are an insider, first of all, you can let me know in the chat. But I sent 3 videos today. One of the videos that I shared was about this method. And I talk about it a lot. So if you've heard it before, you're just consolidating that information. But being a mirror to your partner is the easiest nonverbal way to not show support. That's not what I mean. To give direction. So if you are suggesting, let's say, a position change, and you want to, let me pull a chair over, and you want to say, how about, you know, forward lean? Like she's having a contraction, is like, and that doesn't look like coping, what good coping. Pull a chair over and just say, so you, the support person, you are not in labor, no. But when your partner sees you doing a position, rhythm, breathing, they can just mirror that. Mirroring is so great for breath. For position changes, right? Limp and loose. You guys who took that December class, you know all about that, limp and loose. So just be the mirror. Sometimes it's going to feel uncomfortable and dumb. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes it is. And that's okay. If you're doing horse lips, which, by the way, horse lips, one of my favorite strategies, is very hard to do with a tight mask. My mask that I wear when I'm a doula is tight. And it does not allow for horse lips. I realized, I was like, oh, this is not a great strategy. But partners, many times partners can take their mask off once you're in the labor room and you don't have any medical personnel in there with you. So, check on that. But that mirroring is such an easy way to provide support. Support person, you do what you want your partner to do. Even if it's an adjustment, like if they're kind of like this, and all you want is that, just kind of do that. Okay. And this is a great thing that you guys can practice in advance too. So, man in the mirror, which one is, and that is my last one. Yeah. Which one, let me know in the chat, is something that it might be new to you. If there is one that is new, a new role or new idea, you don't have to remember the exact name if you're like the luggage or the scene change or the DJ or the water or the snacks or the man in the mirror or the keep it in your pants or the thick skin. So we're going to call that first one. Let me know in the chat. And while you guys are adding that, I want to tell you one thing, and then we're going to watch the video. So the Supporting Her course, I know, Jeff, that you're in the Supporting Her course, is an online course just for partners. Think of it as what we learned today, but expanded with some real life partners that are interviewed as well. If you're interested in it, I'm not doing a big sales pitch. Don't worry. I'm just giving you this quick information. There's a link down below, but I have a discount for 20% off. You get the e-guide, basically what I showed today, but expanded. And my fans are back in stock. So if you're interested, that is the code. And the link is below. Okay, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Paris says the luggage. I assumed I would pack the bag, but it would be great for my partner to also know where things are. Yes. Kind of simple, but good. We didn't really think of these details, so all of them are helpful when they're laid out. Great, Ashley. And Ashley, so thank you for this kind note. I'm so glad that we found each other too, or you found the class. We are going to have lots more goodness to come. Okay, let me pull up this video and I'm going to expand it. But before I start it, I want you guys to look for a couple of things, and then we're going to talk about it afterwards. And I know we're getting close to the end, so hang in there. We're going to watch this video of Amanda and Nathan. This is their birth vlog that they loaded to the internet, to YouTube. I'm actually trying to get them on an interview, so we'll see if we will let them. We're joining them right at the pushing phase of labor. Okay, so I'm going to take myself off the screen just so that you guys can see the whole screen. And we're only going to watch, I think I only have like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but it's 2 or 3 minutes that I think are really good. So I'm pulling myself off the screen, and then let's watch. Let me get over here.
Just like that like that music for this time. This has been like a worship record. Incredible, baby. His head is right there. You're doing so good.
Come on, good.
He's right there, sweetie.
I can do some hair.
Oh my gosh, baby. You got dark hair like you. He's gonna come out with no chin and a beard. Are you ready? Go. Push, 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 push. This is so great. Good job. Great job. Great job. Incredible, baby.
Okay. How awesome. I loved that birth vlog. Let me know which roles you saw Nathan play in this video, in this vlog, or anything interesting that you might have seen in the vlog. Anybody? I thought that this was an incredible example of at least one big one, right? Maybe it could be two. Yes. Oh, good. You got that one. Jeff got DJ. So cheerleader. Yep. Coach and cheerleader. DJ. Did you guys see in that beginning, the nurse asked about what music was on, and that was worship music. He said that it has gotten them through a lot. I love that. So they talked about that in advance. They had that ready to go. They might have even talked about listening to that during pushing, right? Encouraging. Yeah. And did anyone see in the beginning, he was like fanning with a piece of paper or something? Yes, I know. Ashley says I'm crying right now. It was beautiful. Beautiful. So I'm actually later. I'm going to, like, right after we're done, I'm going to put a link to the full video in the comments. I totally forgot to do that. If you guys watch that video all the way through, please leave a comment and let them know that it was amazing, because I know that I just realized that she has a small channel. She's trying to grow it, I'm sure. And so comments and subscribes and likes and stuff always help us YouTubers. So anyway, great example of partner support. He was right there looking in her eyes. You've got this. Good job. Incredible. Incredible. I love that word, incredible. Just so supportive. Such a good example. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know. You can always leave a comment on this video if you're watching now or later about what you thought about incorporating a YouTube video into the class. We'll see how that works. Just a couple of details about the plans. I know we're 3 minutes over the allotted time, but I will be announcing the topic for each Thursday's video on Monday. So Mondays is when I will set up the link in YouTube. The link in YouTube. My family's checking on me. So that you can see what the topic is coming up. So you can prepare. I'd love for you to show up at all of them, any of them. But if there is a topic, or I'll let you know what the topic is in advance on Mondays. Just so you know, I put out new videos every Tuesday. So, and those are just, regular weekly videos. And I will be doing this Thursday video every week up until the first week of March. So in the first week of March is when I will do another a series of classes, just like I did in December. So that'll be the 14 days. That's going to start March 1st. So until then, we're going to meet weekly. We're going to dive into one topic, and the replays from the last class have been taken off YouTube because I'm doing this new weekly format. But they are available for purchase for $19. If for some reason you're giving birth before March and you want to check them out, they are available in a course and they don't have YouTube ads and stuff. So just a little over $1 a class if that's something you're interested in. And I think the link is below to that, but I'm not 100% sure. Thank you guys. I will put it in there later. Just get everything wrapped up. Check after this in the comments. I'll pin a comment with a link to the Amanda and Nathan birth video if you want to see it in full length, which I do highly recommend it because there's some other good takeaways from that video that I think that you could learn about. Thanks everyone for joining me today on this first weekly series. I love so much that I saw parents to be and partners and doulas and expecting parents in this chat. That is amazing. And I just feel so lucky that I have the ability to teach on YouTube. So I'm really enjoying it. I hope you are too. And I hope you will join me next Thursday, and have a great night. Bye, everybody.